Hello, this is my Emerald Plains rework. This is done on heated metal, and I just wanted to show it off and explain about all my changes. I'll be showing it off on attack. I might switch over to defense to show other changes, but yeah. Basically wanted to just make this map more fun, and I like the map, but it had some issues. So as you can see here, I've extended the balcony on the left side. You cannot rappel up here on this side, but you can rappel over here still. This has the ladder also. As you can see, there's a little cover here for the soft wall, but the rest is exactly the same. This is just to block off runouts and stuff. It's just to give the attackers a little bit more playability and a little bit more comfortability without having a rappel angle into the site. Also, I'm being quiet because it's decently late at night. So we'll show off the first floor and then go upwards. Main lobby stayed the same, well, reception, except I moved these couches a little bit out of the way. If we go to the left here, we will have this, I forget what this room is called. I turned off the HUD, but it's the exact same. Let me just fix this. For some reason this bugs to green. And also, if you go to the Heated Metal Discord server, the download for this map will be up shortly. If we come into bar, it's very different. I wanted to make this bomb site actually useful. So you got this room. This now has cover. In here, it's changed up. And this is now a double soft wall. So like there's two reinforcements here. So you can do like head rolls or something and actually play against this wall so it's not an instant lose. If we come into the bar, changed up the cover a bit. You can now play in between these bars, and I also added some storytelling, like someone was doing a deal here and got like shot or killed or whatever, or there was a fight. You can reinforce one of these. I don't know, there's just more playability behind here, and we'll get to those changes in a little bit. Just overall, I feel like it plays better, especially if you reinforce one of these walls. You can then get like a angle onto the main breach, so it's not an instant game over. Over here, I've made it a little bit more attacker-sided. I've closed up this door and opened up this window, which can see into here. If we come out here, there's also a new window right there, which we get to later. If we make our way around back to the fountain, you can see a quite drastic change to the waterfall. You no longer have direct access to the staircase, and the soft wall has moved up. But we'll get to that when we go to the third staircase. You can notice now there's no longer big opening to the second floor here. You can no longer drop down, and that's about it for this room change. Besides this is just to block the feet shot that was into the person playing in the little wine area. If we move through here, there's a nice little hallway. Bathroom is exactly the same, nothing's changed. This soft wall has now become a singular soft wall with a double door, which we'll get to. There's a little half wall here. This is a double wall, and there's no more singular door here. And this window has moved from right here to here. As you can see, as it has an angle like this. It's just because I want it easier to enter here and get this wall. This little soft wall here is to block off an angle from the staircase that was really OP, especially for how I've changed the site. So let's go on into kitchen and dining room. So this little area back here is a little desk now that you can play behind that's shootable through. It's destructible. Shoot all of it. Play behind here. Hatch is the same. You can now band it back here safely, but also now with a double door there's a lot more angles you have to watch for. Especially to get this wall open. It also makes playing this rotate harder, but this rotate over here is slightly safer. If we come into kitchen, I have just moved this slightly, and that's about it for this room directly. This is where the bomb would be. So there's now a double window here, which we'll get to in a minute. Come back in here. I've added a little bit of cover right here, so it's harder to shoot at the rotate now that this double door here, it's harder to actually rotate around all of this, so I've also added this, which blocks off someone playing right here so you can't see them from outside. And also you can vault up here, but you can't like vault over or get like an insane angle or from the rappel, just because it's way harder to play in here now because of the two double openings. Because I wanted to make this site easier to attack without breaching, but also still having breaching strong. If we come to the double window here, you can now see the full extent of this area change. This adds like some cool angles you can play from. We'd have to reinforce that wall now. Something like that. This adds a bunch of new strategies. Also makes, since this is blocked up, there's no more pressure from above when rotating around as an attacker. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole first floor. Now if we come back here to the back entrance, this is where we have the staircase now. And the soft wall, which will just be of course if you're going bar or if you want to extend your kitchen. And this is where this new window is, because now you have a fast route to go over to this window now as a quicker, you know, move around. So this area becomes a lot more useful to the map and it's not necessarily useless. We'll now come up here. This is the new library. I've done this little cool archway now that it's extended out more. These two double doors which you can barricade or put a castle on if you're defending the site over there. But there's these little things that you can shoot open if they're like grenades or C4s open if there's castle, which I think would be a little cool gameplay change. There's now a soft wall right here that's the window for me. Now it's an easier entrance point. If we come to the right here, this is Hunting Hall. I've made this a singular door now. Moved around a lot of the cover. There's this little thing so you don't get shot immediately when pushing through. Use a little bit of cover. The hatch is easier to shoot down from now that I've buffed that side a lot. There's this little cover here for little ammo boxes I like. I cleaned up this right here so it's easier to push up and change some of the decoration. If we come into Music Hall, I've cleaned up a lot of the clutter in the hallway so it's easier to move around while adding this cover here, which I think looks pretty cool. And over here, I get rid of this really annoying long angle you could have in the site, but it's also easier to rappel in now because of this little wall here. So as an attacker, you'll be more comfortable actually entering through this window, not getting one tapped. And you still have this opening so you can throw C4s over, or grenades. But yeah, come into this bomb site. I've changed up the cover here. There's now this big cover here blocking that window from getting a direct sign into both line of sight into this area, but that will be explained later. This I've moved out slightly. As you can see, it was originally right here. Moved it out slightly so it's like a deeper plant spot. This room's the exact same, and I've also just changed up a bunch of decoration. This room has a visual change, as this used to be 2 chairs. I've now made it a couch. I think it looks a bit nicer. That's about it. If we come into here, I've made the bar more like an actual bar that you can sit behind. And yeah, it's shootable, but good. Because I've changed that bomb site room completely, I added this little cover here that pokes out a bit more so you can actually enter this room without getting one tapped. Same with this one right here, just a little cover for rotates and stuff, which we'll see later. The reason I made that this angle over here harder to get shot from is because now you can easily get flanked here with the new open area, because there's 2 double doors. This side's blocked off by this, so you don't necessarily get a long angle from this reinforcement if they don't reinforce it. You just got a nice decent area. You can also still rappel here, so that's not removed. Because I've extended the room, I've also, let me go in the editor, added this cute little plant area up here. This is all custom made. I was really proud of this. I think it fits pretty seamlessly into it. And I also moved the lights up. So if we come back down, I feel that makes it a lot more fun to play and looks nice. Now if we come into here, this is this room. I've now opened up this window, and this door is still open. This window's blocked off. I might add this window back. I just basically wanted to make this room attacker sided because I wanted to make Emerald Plains easier to enter, but also like, because Emerald Plains is hard to enter currently, but once you're in, it's very attacker sided. But now I wanted to make it more balanced, where it's easier to enter, but it's slightly more defender sided. But yeah, you have a little drone spot back here, and you can hold this area from here. Just before I go on to the gallery room, if we come over here, I've added a little jump up here, so you can actually, you don't have to rappel. You can go from here, jump up, go across, up one more, up one more, up one more, and you're there. I blocked off the rappel here, so it's easier to defend. And there's this little here for like droning behind or whatever you need. If we now enter gallery, I wanted to make this site a lot more cohesive and more chill to play. So you got this here, all these top bits are shootable if you want to get rid of them. You can plant behind you if you want, or you can, like if you have a smoke plant here and you have this wall like open or whatever, it's gonna be really hard to stop a plant here. But you also can throw a bunch of stuff over. Got like this little L-shaped. Now that this window can't see straight into here, it's a lot more easy to play. You got this little cover here, which is destructible, so it makes it a lot easier to attack kitchens from at least up top if you destroy it in the way that is good. Got a little cover here for this window. This window is a lot less powerful, but it can see into that rotate way easier. Got a little cover here, which we'll explain in a second. And pretty much I just tried to make this site more easy to understand and also better to play because it was not that great. And for this I've added a little half wall here because usually the game will be shut off in a minute by someone attacking from right there. And you know, you can actually play behind here now and not waste like... It was just really difficult to defend and annoying to attack, so I tried to clean it up a bit more. That's pretty much for this room. If we come to Orange Hall, this area is the same, but here we've added opening on both sides instead of the middle. So if you repel in here, you can now choose left or right to attack from. It just gives you a bit more of option, and you also don't get, you can get like decently deep angle there, but you have the whole repel in here and you can be seen from inside, and if there's barbed wire or something, just like a more risky reward type area. And for inside changes, that's about everything. There is one change back here that I've done. So if you drop down here, this little wall here is gone, so you can rotate faster from here to here. And on the other side, it's not like that because I've added all those shortcuts, but there's a little shortcut right here. And yeah, this is all my changes done to Emerald Plains. If you want a more in-depth look, I can do that. I've done, oh, there's one more change I did, which is for camera placement. We come to the library. I have moved one of the cameras. It's now in here instead of being up here. The camera is now watching this soft reach that you have an option to reinforce. And yeah, that's all my changes I've made. I might do some more polishing before I fully release the map. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts. And yeah, that's everything. Take care, guys.